Hey guys, it's Eric and I'm back. Today I want to talk about the one bait that I would take with me if I was fishing smallmouth bass across the country and I can only take one bait. You can fish it multiple ways, but you can only have one basic bait. So before we get into that, just to say thanks for those who have been liking our videos, watching our videos, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. We'd really appreciate the help grow our audience, and for those who've already subscribed, thank you for that as well. Okay, so what is the one smallmouth bait that I would have if I could only own one? That's a tough one. There's a lot of baits that are very situational. You look at a jerk bait, it's mostly a springtime bait. I do understand some situations it can work in the summer, but generally speaking, it's a springtime bait. Square bill is generally a springtime bait. Topwater is generally summertime baits, regardless of what type of topwater you're throwing. Wacky rig's kind of a summertime bait around here. Unless the water gets unseasonably low in the spring, it's not really feasible to fish in high dirty water. And those are all great baits. I love throwing for smallmouth. Had a lot of success. But if you're telling me I can only take one bait, here's what I'm picking. It is the tube. Yep, that's right. 3.5-inch tube. That's my choice. I've caught fish on the tube. Ice off, 30-some degree water, slow working it. I've caught fish on the tube in the pre-spawn, 50-some degree water. I've caught fish off beds on the tube in the spawn, post-spawn when the fish are really lethargic, heat of summer, slow fishing it, and of course the fall as well. It's the one bait I've caught fishing all year, and it's the only water column you can't really cover with the tube is that upper top water column, because you can sometimes catch a fish in tube reeling, but not typically. But certainly for the bottom and middle water column, you can. I've caught fish lake fishing on tubes, 20 foot of water suspended. That can be done. Certainly electronics help in a lot of those situations, but it can be done. So it's mostly a bottom bait, but the thing is, yes, there are times where, fish or bass want a moving bait over a bottom bait, but in most situations, bottom bait's going to win, just because, cold front comes in, pressure's coming in, they're more lethargic, and obviously those colder times of the year, they're going to prefer those bottom baits regardless. So if I had to go fish bass across the country, I'm picking a tube. And also, one more thing too is you think crayfish when you think tube, and it certainly imitates a crayfish well. But Great Lakes, you can imitate a goby very well with a tube with similar colors you use for crayfish. But also, you throw on a smoke purple tube, a white tube, a shad colored tube, you can imitate a baitfish too. Is it the best baitfish imitation? No. But many of these great, baits for imitating baitfish, you're not going to imitate a crawfish very well. And that's why I chose the tube. It can't do every situation the best, but it can do everyone adequately, and some it can do very well. So if you're not throwing them for you're a small fisherman, definitely get some tubes in your box. And they work for large with tube, by the way. But get some tubes in your box and take them around, because they do work all year long.